All right, here's my review of the Goal Zero's Yeti 1000 Lithium Portable Power Station. There's the unit. It contains a 1000 watt lithium battery. Also built into the unit is a 1500 watt, 3000 watt surge, 120 volt AC pure sine inverter. The other input for power is solar. It has an Anderson connector and a built-in solar controller within the unit to charge it up. Output-wise, we have the cigarette lighter adapter, 12 volt. Again, the Anderson connectors, two 8mm plugs, and 4 USB ports, 5 volt, 2.4 amps. This input is for the AC power charger to charge the battery. It's kind of slick because it's stored under the lid. It has a couple little clips that hold it in place. Now this is kind of cool. I mean, it makes sense. That input that you were seeing is just the back side of the power block. So when that goes in, there's the plug-in. Then it has an 8mm connector input that goes here. You'll see there are two. And the reason for that is you can take 2 power packs and cut your charging time in half. We have the AC cord right here that there's room to store it in the top, so it gets plugged in here. So ostensibly I would think there'd be room up here for an additional power pack and the cord to store as well. It has a little bit of a magnetic clip on the lid so it stores nicely. When you turn it on, I mean it is on, it's just a battery, but if you want to light up the display is kind of nice. Now, I have already run it through a set of my lights. I had 19 lights set up, and these are about 8.5 watt heads on there. And I wanted to see if I could get my 8 hours per day out of them. With all of the lights in there, I ended up only getting about 6 hours, which is fine because the array I have right now is of 14 heads, and that's typically what I would have in a display when I don't have electricity on site, when I'm using the battery. So that's what's drawn it down. I have already charged it up once, and it did take basically 18 hours to charge the unit. Right now I have about 4 hours on these, and I'll plug it in just a minute and we'll see what we have remaining. I think it said I had 4.5 hours left, so that'd be just about right. So if you want to have the power to, say, the USB ports, you have to turn them on. Same thing with the inverter. Now, you'll see when I turn this inverter on, and I've always been curious as to how much power my inverter consumed, and you'll see that it takes about 5 watts. Seems like it's steadied out somewhere around 5 watts. And so pulling, 4 to 5 watts, you can see we could run a 20 more hours on that. You can also switch it to percentage consumed, or the hours to empty. And those are the two settings over there. Over on this side, on the units, you can go output, volts, or amps. So, when I plug the lights in, now this is kind of cool. I'm going to turn it off, plug them in. When I turn it on, just a little bit of a delay. There they go. So these have already been going for 4 hours. And at this power consumption, the fans, they aren't even operating. You know, they're there, but I'm not drawing enough power for them to be even running. I suppose if I hooked a power saw or a refrigerator or something up, that'd be a different story, but which I'd like to do because I'd like to know how loud they actually are. But now what's nice and what I can do, you know, at a show is I see how much time I have left on this array, and so I can kind of throttle my consumption based on the number of heads I have in. So if the light's coming in at a certain time of day and I don't need one or two, I can, you know, just halfway disconnect them, turn them off, and that will obviously drop my power consumption. So now I'm, let's see, so it says I have 3.6 hours, I'm drawing 122 watts. So I put 2 more of the lights back in. And then we're down, well, that really didn't change much at all. 3.6 hours, 139 watts. The thing that I found interesting, the only thing that it's, you know, this takes, I don't know, maybe a half an hour to kind of settle into reporting what seems to be accurate. It needs to collect enough data to really get sort of calibrated. And once it does, then my experience on that first round when I had all of the lights going was really quite accurate. So when I'm not using it, I'll just turn the light off. I mean, you can still read the display if you really had to. But that's it. So I'm pretty pumped about it.